What a lovely spring morning. Apparently it's 7 degrees according to Dennis. I've had a few months to live with the Gerbing XRs and I wanted to give a rundown of the top 5 things I like about them and the 5 things I don't like. To give people a bit of an idea of what to expect. So the 5 things I don't like. There's some labels in the cuff which, it's a small niggle, but they're kind of annoying because they flap around when you're putting the gloves on. You kind of have to tuck them away with the extra bits of wiring. Placement of those just seems unnecessary, but I guess where else can you put them? The fact that you have to hold down the buttons to change the heat mode is another little irritation to me. I liked on the RSTs where you could just press the button and it changed the temperature. On these you have to hold the button down for 2 seconds. I can understand holding the button down to turn it on, but then to change the heat settings it'd be nice just to be able to tap the button. Sometimes it almost feels like they're not on. I've seen this comment a few times from other people. I've got them on the highest heat setting. Sometimes, like now, you can kind of feel that they're warm, but they don't feel like they're as warm as they should be. So yeah, it'd be nice to feel like your hands are actually being heated, especially on the highest heat setting. The placement of the visor wipe is something that I moaned about in my initial thoughts video. That's also a minor irritation, but I think that it would be better on the index finger. But I spoke to Mark at Roadskins and gave him my feedback, and he said they, as the UK distributor, they pass any feedback they get onto Gerbing EU, and then if enough people have an issue or thoughts on how to improve it, you might find that those things work their way into the next version of the gloves. Obviously, as it's a wired solution, you do have wires dangling around everywhere, which is obviously not ideal compared to battery powered gloves, but if I have to live with some wires flapping around but my hands are not falling off, then that's a trade-off I'm happy to make. So the downsides I have with these gloves are all fairly minor, but they are worth mentioning, and they are things that other people have brought up as well, but I wouldn't say that they're deal breakers. In terms of the things I like about the gloves, so the lining is nice and plush and comfortable. You don't feel any of the wires when you're riding, so everything's nice and comfortable, and they have the nicest lining of anything I've owned up till this point. I like the fact that you can still activate the hottest heat setting. I think a little while back people were complaining that they were burning themselves at the highest heat setting, so rather than disable that, Gerbing made it so that you can activate that heat setting yourself, which seems like the sensible solution to me. But I really can't see how people were burning themselves on the hottest heat setting. They must have been riding in quite warm weather, because I always use the highest heat setting and sometimes I don't even notice it. I like the fact that you're not having to faff around with charging batteries, taking batteries out, putting them back in every day or two. which is what I was doing with the RSTs. A fully charged RST battery on the highest heat setting for me was lasting about an hour, which is roughly one day's commuting, maybe a bit longer. So I was having to charge them or swap batteries every day, which is a bit tedious. With these, you just plug into the battery and you're away. And with battery powered gloves as well, the heating effect fades over time, so they start off nice and warm, but as the battery power drops, your hands get colder. So at least in theory you have consistent power with these gloves. Oh, another downside I forgot to mention was the thumbs and the side of my hands with these gloves do get a bit cold compared to the rest of your hand. It's another question I asked Mark, and he said that the heating elements run down the back of the thumb, which I think is to say the thumb itself doesn't have any heated elements in it. So you might notice that if you get yourself a pair. It's not the end of the world, but you can definitely notice that your thumbs aren't as warm as the rest of your hand. The main thing is they stop my hands from falling off. So before I got these gloves, just with the Thermatex, which didn't heat up anymore, and a set of inner gloves, I was literally on the verge of frostbite. I was very uncomfortable. With the Gerbing, even when it feels like they're not doing anything, at least my hands aren't uncomfortable. They might be a bit cold, but they're still fully functioning and not about to fall off. In summary, yeah, they're the best option for winter gloves that I have used myself. The RST were nice when they worked, but they didn't work for long. Of course, another thing I do like about the Gerbing is the fact they come with a lifetime warranty on the heated elements, so if you have any issue with those, they can just be replaced. I'm glad I got them. They seem like a good option for winter. We're coming out of winter now in theory, seeing as it's March, but it's still pretty damn cold, so I imagine I'll be using them for the next month or two, and I'll keep them in the bag for next year. I'm going to try and test out heated grips and handlebar muffs next year, perhaps, in comparison to these, and just see how that works out, because I've never actually had heated grips, and heated grips in combination with these might be a good option too. But for now, I'm happy with these. I think the retail price is $179.99 on the Gerbing website, and just get them direct from there. I think they have a year or two warranty on parts and components of them, but a lifetime warranty on the heated element. So as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. I hope you found that useful. I'm the Bike Noob, I'll catch you later.